Can you believe this cut off too? Okay, where I left off was I was talking about the bride, the groom. So it's up to the groom's father to say, okay, well, looks pretty good. I think we're ready. I think we're ready to go get her. So go and get your bride. Okay, so then he gets his groomsmen, right, together, and they go marching to get the bride. And there's, it's joyous, and so it's loud, and it's, here they come, bunch of people, just a whole big old celebration thing. It can be heard. It can be heard. There's signs. So, but the bride, she'd been waiting. She had to be ready. She had to be ready for up to a year. Every day she had to prepare, just in case it came today. Just in case. And she had to act like a bride. She was betrothed, which is it's even though it's just the same as being married. Just the same, and she's called his wife, So just to be ready. Well, and then there's your bridesmaids. The parable of the 10 virgins is your bridesmaids. Well, it's not their wedding, and they're kind of like, really? Can I go home now? Really? 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 That's why they start to lose faith that he's coming soon. They get bored. They get bored. They get tired of waiting. So their mind wanders. You know how that happens. Look, bubbles. Oh. And they start daydreaming, and they start nodding off. And it's that whole, your mind wandering. Well, it leads them to here, it leads them to there, but their watcher eyes close. Okay? So at the beginning, they were all like, yeah, my friends got married, and all this. We're going to come, we're going to have a party, and we're going to have this, big wedding, celebration, and, okay, can you imagine them now? Their dress is all wrinkled, their hair's a mess, and they're slopped in the chair. Like, huh? I can't, I'm over it. I can't even talk about it anymore. He's never coming. I'm sorry, but you just married the wrong man because he's not coming back after you. Sound familiar? Sorry about you, but he ain't coming back, so I think you just picked a dud. You should not have married him, okay? Because this man ain't coming for you. I've been sitting in this chair for this long, and coming. They're over it. So they've lost all hope. They've lost faith that this was even a good match to begin with. So they've been sleeping in the chair. They've been watching. But she can hear the music, right? She can hear the celebration. She can see the lights, because he usually came at night. So she can see the lanterns. She can see the lights. And she can hear it. And she's all, oh, here he comes, Here walking down the, she's all ready. She's like doing the, here we go. And she's up. The bride, she's been ironing, getting the creases out of her dress every day. When she takes her veil off, she's been hanging it up. You know what I mean? The 5 lost virgins, well, they've been eating and everything in their gowns. Okay? They're a mess. They're a mess. They're not even ready for a wedding. They couldn't even wear that to begin with. They couldn't do it. See what I'm telling you? That's what it is. That's what it is. And that's where we are now. So, that's where we are now. Either you have been taking care of your dress, smoothing out the wrinkles, making sure you're pretty all day, you're ready, or you're that drunk bridesmaid over sitting in the chair, probably drooling with her head there like that, going, she's snoring right now. That's exactly what it is. And so then, when he comes, and he gets her bride, she's like, hey, when did he come? Oh, don't go to the party without me, and they think, they're like, wait a minute, I've been waiting too. I've been sitting here waiting too. What do you mean I don't get to go? Well, look at you. You can't come. Look at you. No, you're a mess. Okay, you are a mess. Now, a couple days ago, if you'd cleaned yourself up, okay, if you'd cleaned yourself up, prepared yourself, get your clothes clean, washed your hair, you know, put a little makeup on, look presentable, then maybe we'd let you come to the wedding. But not like that. You just didn't even, you know. See what I'm saying? I don't know how that goes. That's how you have to look at it. We are the bride. We've been waiting. We know the time. Okay? You might not know the day or the hour. Because, again, nobody knows the day or the hour. Because, first of all, the calendars are off. The calendars are all off. So, God goes by specific days. And I will get into this. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Once you know this stuff, once you know God's patterns and you can go from there. You can go from there. And you can read scripture that pertains, and you can understand what he's talking about. Okay? I'm telling you, you can understand the Bible. You can understand exactly how he's talking. And you can know what he means. You can know him. But that's the difference. It's the difference. So he's just totally opened my eyes. I don't know how to say it, but he's given us everything that's what to look for. So the time that I gave between December 24th and September 6th is because of the past 2.5 years of everything that he has given, and in the script and scripture. Okay, we don't know the exact date or hour, and that is correct. Okay, but if you're a bride, okay, and you're a faithful bride, you pretty well should know between, the season. We knew this was our season, but from everything, you should pretty well be able to see. Okay, you should have that discernment. You should have that spirit. You should have those open eyes, and you should be hearing. You should know. So, but I love that. Oh no! She put on there a time. No one knows the day or the hour. Why did she do that? Had to. Because of because of the timeline. Because of the timeline. What it is. It's just what it is. So you have to know. Go and study. See, Tibet 10 or 10 Tibet. What happened on that day in biblical history? But they used to be at the time it was on January 6th. But like this year, 10 Tibet, because it changes, right? It's on January 1st. It's not on January 6th. January 6th is an important date. First of all, it's the midpoint of the tetrads. Midpoint. But January 6th, the Lord, March 2013, he taught us a teaching on the Ides of March. Woe to the Ides of March. Ides of March? Okay, are we going in March? Because, we're all about that time. Are we going? We're going on the Ides of March. Oh, he's coming on the Ides of March, That's all we could think about, When are you going to come? We were starting to get the gist of what we were learning, but maybe we're going to the Ides of March. What it is, he taught us about the Ides of March. He taught us that every month has an Ides. Okay? Every month has an Ides. I didn't know that. Did you know that? I didn't know that. But not all Ides are on the 15th. what? So, Lord, when I go to January 6th, I start, of course, got to do my research and my study. What do I find right off the bat? And that was the first breadcrumb. See, he gave me was, he led me, okay, January 6th, first thing I found out was my breadcrumb. January 6th is the Ides of January. Ides of January. Really? So now I know. Okay. All right. Now he taught us about the Ides of March for a reason. Okay. So now my eyes, it's an illumination. You have to ask him to illuminate things, right? So now I know. Okay. All right. Here we go. Ides of January. Then it built from there. Okay. It built from there. So then, did you know that's the day that, no, I'm not going to get into that right now because I'll confuse you a lot. It just gets better and better and better. Okay? That's how you follow your breadcrumbs. Jeremiah. Totally all about Jeremiah right now. Because I can understand it. When I read it, I can understand it. Numbers. Numbers. In the Old Testament, Numbers 8. Numbers, verse 8, right? I'm reading it. It's talking about Moses, and it was talking about Aaron, and it's talking about the temple. It's talking about Hanukkah. Okay, so it's time period. It's talking about Hanukkah. It's talking about, read it. Read Numbers 8. It's talking about the priest, which is Aaron, Moses' brother, because he's the high priest, right? He's a Levite. So he's talking about the cleansing of the Levites, is what it is. It's cleansing of the Levites. All right. Now, read that. It's a pattern. It's layers. Okay. That is a pattern of us, the bride, at Hanukkah. The Lord, Jesus, is our high priest, correct? Yes, he is. Okay? Read that and read it with new eyes. And now you will know my life. How this goes. Understand? And those in the barn. That's how it is. It's layers. The whole Bible's like that. The whole Bible's like that. It's layers. Numbers 8. When it's the cleansing of the Levites. Now, cleansing. So, it's good stuff. It's good. That's going on. Okay. I don't know where I was now. I'm all about that now. The Lord always directs us in whatever He's teaching us. And now we know, but especially around Hanukkah, it was always a preparation of what was to come. And at this time, He always showed us what was going to happen, destruction-wise, like to the United States, what was coming, he was always telling us to dig deeper, really look now. And it was, put it this way, after January 1st on, it was always about heaven, and it was always seen from heavenly eyes, okay? And it was about our role, first of all, finding, being in heaven and the glorified body and the change and our body and all this stuff and all the wonderful, wonderful things of showing us heaven. But it was also looking from the sea of glass and the balustrade of heaven, watching, seeing what's going to happen. Okay, see, that's the difference. That's the difference. But November and December, since 2012, has always been about, it's the clues, it's the parables, and it's the signs of what is right before he comes for his bride. Okay, see. Now, I was just talking about the church and the bride not being the same. The bride comes out of the church, but the bride gets to go early because they're faithful. Okay, they're faithful. They're not drinking, So, but the church, they missed it. They missed it because they had that foot in the world, and they liked it. They did. They hadn't. You have to die to into that world, meaning you have no attachment to it. You have no attachment to it. Here's your attachment. Okay, here. This is real. This is real. To everybody else, you're crazy, but this is real. Heaven's real. He's real. It's real. Okay. But out there, that world's not real to us anymore because the Lord has opened our eyes to really what that world's about, and we all know that's true. Okay, but they don't have a clue. They just think it's the greatest thing ever, even though you got this, but they love it. They love it. We are like, oh, I'm going there. See, he's given us eyes to see. So, the sleeping bride, though, he's going to make them stay 40 days. He's going to make them stay 40 days because he's given them 40 days to reconcile. Why did you fall asleep? Why didn't you iron your dress? Why didn't you send it to the cleaners? And why weren't you ready? You looked, See? Why did you do that? How'd you do that? What? You quit paying attention. You quit watching. You doubted. You doubted. You didn't think I was coming. But I said I was. But you know the tradition. You know what I said. But you didn't believe me. Because look at you. You're a mess. It's not somebody like waiting for something wonderful to happen. No. So he's going to make them go through that 40 days. Because they have to reconcile. They have to see. They have to see this. And they have to say, I'm sorry. But then, at the end of that 40 days, okay, the bride, though, let me say this, the bride, he sends the bride back. The bride gets to go early, okay, and gets changed and gets all this good. It's a gift. It's a reward for us being faithful, okay? And we're going to be trained, but we're going to be changed. We come back down from those 40, that's your harvest. That is the big harvest that everybody talks about. It's that 40 days. The bride comes down and we harvest. Okay? We harvest. It's our fields. It says prepare your fields. Prepare your fields. So you hope that part of your harvest is ready and it gets to go, but that part that's not, okay, your fields that aren't ready, you're going to go back and, thank you, Lord, you're going to go back and harvest them. Okay? You're going to have the sickle, and you're going to go down cutting the wheat. You're going to come harvest. Ready your fields. Ready your fields. I'm ready. So you hope that you have a good harvest. You hope that the ones that you planted the seeds, you hope that it grew. You understand what I'm saying? Our seed, and you hope that it grew. You hope that they saw. You hope that you're sharing with them, whatever you shared with them, that it took hold, okay? And that they grew to love the Lord, to know the Lord. They kept moving forward, that they had open eyes, that the Lord had moved their scales. They were growing. They were watered. They were growing, okay? So when you come to harvest the field, they're ready to go. They are ready to go. Right? That's what it's about. I didn't know who we were going to go to, and I said that, well, I don't know who he's going to send us back to, but I would assume it would be our, family and friends. Well, hello, if he says, ready your fields, we're going back to our fields, obviously, they're our fields. Whoever we planted seeds in. Thank you, Lord. Whoever we planted seeds in, that's who we'll come back to during our harvest and minister. How about that? See, I'm telling you, it's so wonderful. So, that's what we're going to do. It's at the end of that 40 days that He's, all ends, right? He collects them from all ends of the earth. That's when all that good stuff happens. That's when he comes on the clouds. That's when he comes on the clouds. Okay? And that's when all that happens. And we go up with him. Okay? We go up with him. That's 40 days. Now, then the tribulation, those the left behind are the tribulation saints, those that have to, they've got 40 months now to reconcile themselves. See, it gets worse. 40 days, now 40 months, okay? 42 months, but you know what I'm saying, it's going to be 40, but to do it, to reconcile, because they missed it. But they missed it, they didn't believe him. So now, they have double the work to do. See, the other ones that had to wait for 40 days, well, they believed in him, and they loved him, but they had, So now, these guys over here, the left behind, they don't even know him, and they don't love him. So now, God has to make them see how to love him. But first of all, they got to know him, they got to love him, and they have to know that he's the rescuer. You understand? Well, you want to be rescued, but those are the ones that have to be beheaded, okay, that are going to be beheaded. It's them. And TJ, I do not believe you're in that group. Understand? I hope I clarified this. I don't think you're in that group. Okay? I don't think you are. So, now, I'm going to back up really quick and go to the bride. Okay? Now, 3 days of darkness starts. Okay, I cut off a video the other day and I said I got the 40, 40, 40. Because the Lord showed us this 40 pause, 40 pause, 40 pause. Well, at the time I thought it was a judgment, like a judgment, and then, wait, pause 40 days, and then another judgment, wait 40 days, and whatever. Well, it kind of is, but actually, I totally know what it is. The bride, it's going to be 40 minutes that the bride is going to, when everything starts, okay? When the 3 days of darkness starts, there's going to be a sign in the sky. I believe it's going to be around noon. It's either, well, everybody's going to see it, so it's going to have to be in the day, because it can't be at night, because how would everybody be able to see it? Because everybody's going to be able to see it. It's going to be something it's going to be in the sky, and it'll be a sign that everybody will see. Now, there's going to be golfers going to be golfing at it, right? I mean, news camera. You know how it works. There's going to be news camera, everything. He says, this is a warning sign for you. When you see this thing in the sky, which I believe is going to be noon, it's going to follow his time on the cross. It's a pattern, time on the cross. Okay, so what time did he die? At 3 o'clock, right? Okay, that's when it's going to get dark. That's when it's going to get dark, at 3 o'clock, at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Okay, so, because then they had to bury him by 6, so, by sundown, by 6. So around noon, this thing will be in the sky. Everybody's going to see it. So don't go. Give him the time to get home. Get home, get your family, get everything ready. And think about this. The most people live is probably an hour to hour and a half away from home. Really. To work-wise. Work. I don't think they drive much farther than that. But he's got 3 hours to get home. Once you see that, it's just a 3-hour warning. You get home, you get whatever you got to get, and you get them in your house, you make your calls, whatever you got to do, and you shut the doors. You shut the windows, you shut everything, and you shut the doors. Because it's at 3 o'clock, that's when that darkness, and that's whatever is going to happen is going to start. Now, that 40 minutes, it's going to be our panic mode. Remember how I told you from day one, he says, when all this starts, you come to me, That's why he's been telling, it's about faith. He says, no, I got you. You're going to think that I've forsaken you. Really? Just like when he was on the cross and the Lord had to forsake, he said, Father, Father, why have you forsaken me? He said, you're going to feel like that for a very short time, very, very short time, but you're going to think I've forsaken you, but I haven't. I'm coming. 40 minutes. Okay? So you can imagine it's by after about 30 minutes when we see all this stuff starting, we're going to start panicking. We're not coming. We have to stay. We have to stay. We have to stay. Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh, I'm telling you, he's okay. Do you know why? See, I knew that as far the bride, whatever any dross or anything that the bride may have to reconcile, whatever there, okay, it's going to happen in that 40 minutes. Okay, he's going to make you get it, even though we're the bride. But even stuff with bride that's hanging in there, you're going to make you get it out. It's 40 minutes. But we're going to be panicking. So, can you imagine in that panic? Lord, I'm sorry, did I tell you that? Okay, whatever's like hanging there, that one thing that you did. Oh, Lord, I remember I did this and I did that. It's all of it. Because we're going to be panicking, thinking he's not coming for us. But he is. 40 minutes. Okay? So, when you are at 30-minute mark and you're just about to, he says, don't. You're inside. Don't go outside. That's not for you. The outside is not for you. You're children of the light. You stay inside. Thessalonians 4. Read Thessalonians 4. You're not children of the dark. You're children of the light. See? Layers. Thessalonians 4 is for that time. But don't shut that door. Don't open that door. He says, don't listen. What happened at 3 o'clock when he died? What happened? So let's study that. Earthquake, veil ripped, right? Okay, so it's going to follow pattern. When that veil rips, it's going to let it's dimensional this time. It's going to let all the, what's behind that veil out. What Lord veils from our eyes to see, that other realm, it's going to be out. So he says, shut everything. And don't talk to anyone who's gone before you. Because they're going to use somebody else's voice to try to get you. That's your past. That's not your life. You don't belong there. No matter what, you belong to me. You stay inside and you be at peace. You be at peace. Because that's not for you. And you stand in me. And that's why I said, picture concrete footing of Jesus' feet. Picture this solid rod above your head that you hold on to. And you hold on to that steady. And you hold on to it strong. Because you know that he's coming. But that's what that 40 minutes is. Okay? It's for us, it's going to be in our panic mode and just like everything. Lord, I'm sorry. I got to tell you this. You know what I mean? You know how we are. But we're going to start panicking. And it's a faith thing. Remember this. It's a faith thing, but they'll be here. No, it's just 40 minutes. Because this is he says, I will pick you up by 6. Don't be late. The doors close at 6:15. If you have met all the conditions prior to Revelation 3:22. But it mimics the time Jesus fell on the cross when he died, the whole thing. Okay? That's what it does. So, again, and I've already gone into after that what happens, but we're not children of the darkness. Okay? But that's what that 40 is. And that thing, and why I'm looking for an earthquake, okay, let me give you this breadcrumb. I could go all night. I could go all night long. Okay, I'm telling you, I could go all night. He told us about the Ring of Fire. A couple years, I talked about this over last January, I guess, last December, January. The Ring of Fire. Watch the Ring of Fire. That's going to be huge. Okay, so this past couple days, we've been watching the Ring of Fire. I mean, we're watching earthquakes, right? Well, now that Ring of Fire is making a circle. That's what it's doing. Watching. So I'm still watching earthquakes, and we'll know. I don't know which one it is. I don't know. I don't know if it's now thinking about, okay, because every time you mentioned the warning that we would know it, the 3-day warning, that he always mentioned earthquakes with it. I mean, like a gazillion times, right? He always mentioned earthquakes. So hello, obviously that's our warning, is the earthquakes, you know. So the ring of fire, that would really, you know, so that's why I've been looking for an earthquake. And we'll know. I don't know which one it is, but I will tell you this whole week, they've been bam, 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 bam. It's unsteady. He's doing it. He's doing it. He's doing it. He's doing it. Okay, he's doing it. Watch the earthquake chart. Watch the ring of fire. Okay, watch, look, connect, and look how many you see. This is all coming up at a time. So, but what's really important too is to know Hanukkah, what it's about. Hanukkah is a cleansing of the temple. The temple was defiled by the invaders. Those that made the siege on Jerusalem, and they invaded and defiled God's temple. They, sacrificed a pig, blood at the altar. I mean, totally. So Hanukkah is when they took back Jerusalem, but they took back the temple. But they had to sanctify it. They had to cleanse it. They had to remove all the sin out of it. They had to remove all the defilement that the enemy placed there, right? That when God's temple, thank you, Lord, when God's temple, which is us, layers, right? When God's temple was in the hands of the enemy, that is us on earth, guess who controls the earth, was in the hands of the enemy, okay, it was filled with sin, okay, it was defiled, it was not pure. So, the cleansing of the temple removed that sin and defilement and purified it. Hanukkah. What are we? I go on and on and on. Okay? That's how God works. Okay? Before I was watching Yom Kippur. Okay, I'm watching Rosh Hashanah. I'm watching those dates that everybody told me to watch because of why they told me to watch them. Okay, well, he's not coming till then. But no. Patterns, layers. That's what it's about. Whatever happened before, he said nothing new is under the sun. Nothing new is under the sun. The story is going to repeat itself. History will repeat itself. Everything is repeated, and it will follow the same pattern. So if the temple was cleansed, the temple was sanctified, the temple, it will happen during the same time it did at prior time. Everything is like that. Everything. Nothing new under the sun. She told us that a zillion times. So, you have to understand what these days mean. Like, you gotta know. You gotta understand that. And if you don't, you have to. And that's why God still goes by that. By that. Okay? So you have to know those. That's why Hanukkah is so important. Just gonna know what's so we are the temple. And during this time too, I'll tell you this. During this time too, is when Jeremiah is when he bought his field. Okay? He bought his field that he was going to preach on. What does it say about our treasures, right? That when we find our treasure in our field, and we go and it's hidden, but we go back and get the money and we buy the field, and it's all about this. It's all about this. You have to understand that. You have to know the times. See, we read the Bible, but we don't think about, well, really, I mean, unless it's right there in front of us. Okay, well, this happened like in the New Testament, we all know. But that was a couple days because he rode the donkey in on the East Gate. It's the typical stuff that we all know. Let's just dig deeper. Dig deeper. Dig deeper. And you'll know right there. That's what it's all about. And this is what we do. So, there you go. But it's going to take me just to get this and think, because there's so much of it. And I, having that illuminated, I was so overwhelmed. You know what I was overwhelmed? I wasn't sad at all. Oh, no. You can't be fearful or nothing. You know what? It's like walking through a door. It's like walking through a door. Okay, but do you know why I was crying so hard? First of all, I was exhausted. Because I was totally exhausted. Because I've been fouling breadcrumbs, right? But I was so overwhelmed that the Lord would allow me that gift of that blessing. I'm nobody. I'm nobody. That He would allow that for me to see, to know. It was just the craziest thing. Before, like I'm like everybody. I could sit and read a page and read it 5 times and close my eyes, or I'll start thinking about, did I close that lid on that, or did I turn that iron off, or you know how we do? We start wondering, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, this is the 5th time I've got to read this. I'm just totally not getting it. Been there, okay, been there. Now, it's different eyes. I totally see the layers. I see the layers. Matthew 24, same way. I'm telling you, Matthew 24, same way. People are going to be really surprised. That's coming. That is not at the end. It is not at the end, and it is a judgment. It repeats the judgment of David. Okay? It repeats the judgment in 2 Samuel. That's what that is. So, Christmas Eve, and I know a lot of people have said that Christmas Eve is a huge time, and He's given lots and lots of clues for that. Do I know that? I know what He showed us that transpired on December 24th. Do I know? Did He tell us what year that was in? No. But I do know that it's the tetrads. It makes it a whole new ballgame. I know that next September we're not here because it's all about Israel. Okay, but I know we're not here next September. So that 24th must be this month. Okay, because we're not here for that, so it can't be next year, the 24th. We thought it was we thought it was December 2012, right? Going home, and we were just like, oh, So I wouldn't dare put that out there if I didn't think of it. But I know we're not here next September. I know we're gone. So when is that 24th? When is that? But see, because the calendar's being off, there's a here. I don't know, but we'll know. And watch now. Every day, you're going to see signs. Every day. And you pray to the Lord to illuminate them for you. You pray for divine sight. Really. Divine sight. Divine hearing. Divine wisdom. Divine knowledge and understanding to obtain that divine wisdom. To see what He's illuminating in front of you. And you'll know. We'll know. But this is it. I know that. I know it. I know it. I know. Okay, now also before I do, that they have a new comet that was found out of nowhere. This comet you just found it, and they call it the Christmas comet, right? It's coming from a whole different way, and look it up. This new comet that they found, and when it's going to pass, it's going to pass like the Earth, like on what? January 6th. I think that's January 6th is going to be a woe to the Ides of March. It's like Wednesday's child is full of woe. Hey, what day is January 6th on? I bet that's on a Wednesday. Because he kept saying Wednesday's child is full of woe. I wonder if January 6th is on a Wednesday. I don't know about that Wednesday there, but I think that's when there's going to be big things coming. So, you know, I haven't told my daughter yet. Okay, so, and a friend of mine here on the blog, she hadn't told her family, and I know probably a lot of you haven't, because it's that touchy thing, right? It's a holiday time, and if they think you're in Jesus land again, or you're doing your Jesus freaking thing again, they're like, oh, now she's going to ruin my Christmas. Okay, now she's going to ruin my Christmas, because now she's going to bring up all the, oh, Jesus is coming, right? Right? I gotcha. I haven't said nothing to my daughter. No, my son Taylor, right? He's a believer. Taylor even saw it. He saw it on during a holiday time because he saw Christmas decorations, right? Taylor knows. Taylor's like, Mom, he just get all mad. That's what he got, because he was like, Mom, I know what you're telling me is the truth, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid, and I can't think about it. Mom, I'm afraid. So, but my daughter, oh, she would just anxiety. She would hyperventilate. She would freak out. And we are getting along so good right now. And she's, but there is an exact time. There will be an exact time for us to tell them. So just know that there will be an exact time. Okay? So I haven't told mine either. I haven't told my family either. Okay? But I was going to do a video. I still haven't been able to do a video. Okay? But I still haven't been able to bake either. So, but there's a time. So don't feel bad that you haven't told your family, and that the Lord knows this, and remember you prayed, Lord, please, Lord, ask you to please walk ahead of me, Lord. Soften their heart, Lord. Soften their heart, Lord. Let them remove the scales. Let them understand. But don't feel bad, because I haven't either. Because we know what they're going to do. But in the next few days, when we start seeing these more things come together within the next few days, we'll watch, and we'll know. The Lord will put it upon our spirit when it's the time to do it, and we'll all know it within us. We really will. We'll know. So, okay. I love you. I love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And, just walk in peace. Be peaceful. Don't be afraid. I'm whistle. Just be of joy. And what time is this? This is a joyful time, right? Peace and joy. And he says be full of peace, be full of joy. Watch. And we all know in our spirit, we really do. But it's these things that has been taught to us is it's all together. Okay? But I love you, and I hope everybody is. I don't have one thing for Christmas. I haven't one thing for Christmas bought, because I don't have a car. I can't go anywhere. So, and everybody just forgets about me here, right? They're like, oh, well, because I'm here with the baby all day, which is wonderful. And she's so wonderful. But, and I can't get on the computer because it keeps going in and out. So if I order anything for anybody on here, guess what? I'll spend an hour doing the ordering, right? And when I do it, it cuts off. I can't get it through. So, I'm like, well, somebody please, because nobody's going to have anything to go, So pray that the Lord kind of finds me one to borrow, maybe, this weekend, because, I kind of like to get out and maybe, go see some of my family or something, but I'm in this house 24/7. I want out. So pray for me. So, I'm gonna go rent one, but I don't think I can do that. He's so pathetic. I mean, but I'm so happy. I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine. I really am. I'm fine. I'm fine. But, and I'm thinking, don't I know somebody that has got like an extra car that they're not using? So pray that the Lord puts that person in front of me, like my friend, you know what I mean? Like somebody that I used to know or something. You know how he does that. Just pray that we don't have taxi service. I don't even know how to call a taxi except when I'm on vacation. But we don't. I mean, we don't have taxis around here. So, and I haven't seen my friends in a long time. I love them, and I know, but I can't. I'm not going to call them and bring them in now. You understand? Because I haven't seen them, and that's not where I have to be. I have to be. So, but yeah, I gotta go get some food too. I have something here, you know. And remember this too. The Lord said, you know, whatever you have and don't have, don't worry about it. He'll supply you. But He says He's going to be our divine rescuer. Understand? He's rescuing in each. He rescues. Okay, for 3 days it starts. He's our rescuer. He rescues at the end of the 40 days. He rescues, and He rescues at the end of the 40 months. He rescues, right? So, but He said, He promised His bride would not be battered and abused, that not one hair on her head would be harmed. Remember this. Keep this. Always remember this. But He said, but I didn't say you would be immune to the sufferings around you. Okay? But not one hair on our head will be harmed. So, and if you don't have the stuff, don't worry about it. He'll supply it. So, that's where we're at. So, anyway, I love you guys. And thank you guys. And I hope you believe me. Truly do. My videos are not for everybody. They're truly not. If you found me, you know. You know. Love you. And I'll see you soon.